Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. I'm your host, Jason. With me is Bill.
Definitely some misery business going on.
And our special guest, Sam.
We're ready to crush these rankings.
And we're talking Paramore. If this is your first time checking out the channel, we're a playlist link channel. Click the link down below. Watch all the videos in a row. This one's about Riot, so there you go. Yeah, Riot. This was a big one. I mean, I remember this. Cowboy. I've had a few friends over my life say, you should like Paramore. You should check out Paramore. Cowboy was one of them. Ed was one of them. But I never did, because I heard Misery Business. I heard That's What You Get. I played them on Rock Band. They were fun, but I could tell this wasn't for me.
That's
But
okay.
now-
That's what music is there for.
That's why Bill brought this band to us, I guess. This was Bill's pick. We rotate out who picks what. We're in the spooky season, and Bill picked Paramore to be spooky. That's a little creepy there, Bill, but whatever. I get it, you know. We're doing Alkaline Trio next week. Stick around for that. And we're doing the Cramps, which I think the Cramps are going to blow your mind, Bill.
Can't wait to see that one.
It's going to be a good one. But anyway, we're talking Riot. Sam, why don't you start us off this time? What did you think of Riot?
Overall, it has arguably their biggest hit on it, and it was the song that put them on the map. And in 07, even the pop stations, not really a rock station, but a pop station, everybody heard Misery Business. Everybody watched the music video. It was the song that you walked around, somebody was playing it, somebody was rocking swag from the band. Like, you heard, and you go to record stores, it was being played everywhere, and it was actually double platinum by the RIAA, and it peaked at number 15, the Billboard Top 200, after it dropped. So obviously, it was very successful for the band.
What'd you think of the album?
The album was good. You can tell they matured from the previous album to this one, and you can tell they were going, okay, what direction we want to go into. The first one was here, let's see what we can do better, and obviously that they knocked it out of the park on this one. So they grew up a little bit more, they matured more musically, they got better. Haley, as she got older, her vocals got better. That was the last album. They were flat. Now when she's 18 going on 19, a little better range on the vocal end of it. So overall, I think they hit it out of the park with this one. It's a very solid album. No sophomore slump.
No sophomore slump. That's a good term. All right, I guess I'll go next. Same lineup as the last album, but Jeremy is back. I guess. I don't know. Opening track for a pessimist, it's not bad for what it is. I like the vocal delivery of the I put my faith in you, so much faith, and then you just threw it away on the chorus. I remember That's What You Get. It's just as generic as I remember. It's nothing new. The drumming was really fun in Rock Band. Hallelujah, their Christian rock band roots are showing bright on this Mallcore album. Misery Business, wow. Home Wrecking has never sounded so edgy and cool. There's some cool little bouncy parts I like. Again, it was fun to play in Rock Band. When It Rains, this is your I'm sad, but not really. I knew someone who was sad, and I think this is what they would have been feeling. You know, I'm in the business of misery, because that is what sells records in 2009 song. Let the Flames Begin. It had some cool guitar tones. Miracle's fine. It sounded like every other band at the time. What happened to the sex, drugs, and rock and roll in rock and roll? Crush, Crush, Crush. Every song on this album follows the same format, and Haley's vocals are still kind of flat here. I don't think she's completely... She's better than the first record, but she's still not as good as she's going to get vocally. There's a little bit more variation there, but there's still a lot of like tonal issues, I think, on this record. We Are Broken. Is this an Adele song? No, Adele would have at least put some emotion in this vocals. Fences. Gwen Stefani called.
Song.
Yeah, Gwen Stefani called. She wants her song back. It's probably the best song on the album because it could have been a No Doubt song. Born for This. I'm sorry, Paramore, but the airways belong to the Ramones. The last two songs and the two singles are all I'll give this album. I like the two singles, and I like the last two songs.
Which two singles?
They had three. I only know Misery Business.
They had four.
And That's What You Get.
So, That's What You Get, Hallelujah, Misery Business, and Crush, Crush, Crush were all singles.
You're right.
All right, well, That's What You Get and Misery Business, because I had given up on the radio about 10 years prior to this record. So I only know those two songs from Rock Band, so I guess there's a little bit of nostalgia there. But, yeah.
I mean, Misery Business on drums is pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. I expect it to show up in Fortnite any day now.
It wasn't Fortnite.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. It's always the same songs. It's always the same. From Green Day to Paramore to Soundgarden to Metallica, it's always the same songs in the music bands. Those music songs.
It's because it's whatever singles went platinum. That's what they put on. God forbid they're not going to do a deep cut. We already know that. We've accepted that. Come on, Jason.
Yeah.
But that's why we're here, to actually bring you some deep cuts other than those singles that were actually good songs by artists.
Fences was okay.
Misery Business, definitely the biggest song.
Yes.
I mean, I know, Sam, you're saying arguably, like, no, there is no argument. Misery Business was Paramore's biggest song. The other singles did well. I'll say Hallelujah. Critically, Hallelujah, I think, actually did the best out of all of them, which is kind of weird because with the fan base and most listeners, Hallelujah was kind of mid to lower for the singles for Paramore. I basically agree with everything that Jason says, except for personally, I liked For a Pessimist as an opener.
I did too. Yeah, I liked Pessimist.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't. Okay, my bad. I misheard you then. That's on me.
Yeah, I said it was not bad for what it is.
Gotcha.
That's a compliment at this point.
That's a compliment. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, I'd probably agree with most of what Jason said. I mean, because you bring up No Doubt. So the album cover was intentionally done to mimic No Doubt's album cover.
When did that No Doubt record come out? When did Push
2000
or wasn't Push and Shove? It was
Rocksteady, right?
Rocksteady, yeah.
I
didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a very Rocksteady album cover. Which I like. I like the album cover. I think that.
2001. We're a little bit off.
Oh, okay. It's a cool cover. I mean, we didn't do the No Doubt Is It Art, but like I like it looks like it's scratched.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It fits the whole thing with Riot too, right? Like, yeah, you've got the one orange, right? But that's just a bunch of Riot written over and over again in different angles, different fonts, different.
I like how the band name is just kind of hidden, like in the scratching. Like you only see Paramore one time.
There is I thought it was actually just the word Riot over and over again.
Yeah, no, there's Paramore right there.
Oh, there it is. You're hovering over it, and I didn't even see it. The more you know.
Yeah,
I never paid that much attention.
That's why we got to bring back Is It Art, see?
Yeah.
That's why we brought it back.
That is why we brought it back, Jason. Now.
Yeah, it's back.
It is back. Go check out Queens of the Stone Age Is It Art. Probably it's going to get released by now. I don't know yet. that's up to the editor.
The editor's
And
been
if
playing
the-
Ark.
The editor, he's trying to survive dinosaur attacks.
Yeah, I've been getting killed by the editor's been getting killed by dinosaurs in Ark. So
But this album was definitely a step in a better production, better vocal, better instrumental. You mentioned the bassist coming back. That's it. Because yeah, it was basically nope, we don't like you because your work ethic. Just kidding. Come back and please play bass for us. The instrumentalists all took turns doing the background vocals on every track then, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, there's no doubt this was their big break album. And this is where they really broke out. That's What You Get and Misery Business. I know for a fact when I was in high school in the 2010s, they were still getting played religiously. Otherwise, yeah, everything you guys have said, I basically agree wholeheartedly with.
yeah, I remember the video for one of those songs because it came on Fuse.
Which one was it? Do you remember? Like what's in the
Misery
video?
Business, maybe.
That's the one where it's set in a high school. It's the one bad girl stereotypical, cutting people's hair and wearing too much makeup and stealing boyfriends, which is Haley wrote because of her own experience with, someone else hanging out with the person that she had a crush on because, teenager angst, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's just I was a teenager in the 90s and we had such a better representation for what this is going for. This is trying to pull the strings of teenagers, especially female teenagers, and this is like probably the top of the crop for that demographic for the time, and that's just sad to me because we had
it better in the 90s.
We had Tori Amos, we had so many better artists, female artists, Portishead, we had even what was that girl's name that sung Criminal?
Fiona Apple?
Fiona Apple. Fiona Apple is fucking amazing. We're going to cover her on this show, but
Agreed.
She's still really good.
Yes.
But I get it. This isn't for me. I'm not the correct demographic. My first child was born like right around this time, so but musically it's so generic. It's so by the books radio pop. Only it's masquerading as edgy and cool and punk rock, and there's nothing edgy and cool and punk about Paramore. I'm sorry.
Well, is that any different though from like what Green Day eventually has become?
Green Day in 2007, arguably the same thing. But Green Day in 94, completely different.
But that's going back to the 90s again though, right? Like that's a different decade we're comparing at this
different
point.
Day and age, different genre.
I mean, even American Idiot, I'll give American Idiot, that was sure it was marketed towards the same people, but they wrote that record, they put it out, they didn't expect it to do as well as it did. I don't think they had a lot of record label backing to it, and so did this had a lot of Atlantic threw a lot of money at this record. You can tell. I mean, the production, it sounds great. Like, it sounds, it's not a shitty record by all means. It's just not it's very, I don't want to use the word fake.
I mean, as you said, generic, like it's
a very by the book safe record.
Very vanilla.
Yeah.
It's a very safe record.
They aren't doing anything cutting edge or creative.
This would be a good gateway record. Like if you were 12 or 13 or 14 and you heard Riot, you would go through the, hopefully in the lyric sheet, she'd write down her thank yous and the bands that inspired her or anything like that. or it would cause you to like say, what else? You know, I really like Haley Williams. Where's my female representation? And you go down rabbit holes and you end up like listening to fucking Bikini Kill or something.
Well, that's like
you know.
So the rabbit hole from here, which it does go into a bunch of ones, because the initial rabbit hole would be No Doubt and Avril Lavigne No Doubt / Gwen Stefani and Avril Lavigne. That's the initial rabbit hole, which would be the same demographic. Then you just there you can go deeper off of that, because I mean, you would eventually get to all the other '90s bands and everything else that inspired them.
Well, maybe No Doubt would lead you to Sublime, and then Sublime would lead you to the Descendants, and the Descendants would lead you to the Ramones.
It all goes back to the Ramones. Come on now.
Right. Because the Ramones are goated.
Yeah, it's kind of like everything goes back to the Beatles or...
Hashtag the Ramones are goated. I like that.
But like, all music goes back to something else for the most part. Right? Like, yeah, some people added something along the way, but it all goes back to some source.
I hate the authenticity of this. Like if you're gonna buy a Nickelback record, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get corporate rock crap. Like Nickelback isn't masquerading as anything different. They wear their fuckery on their sleeve. Like,
yep.
Yes.
Whereas this is like masquerading as a underground cool hip Warped Tour scene band, and it's not really though. It's not. Like, I mean, the Last Gang were already putting out records in 2007. That's some fucking female fronted punk rock. Go check out the Last Gang. But putting all that aside, the album itself is fine for what it is. Is it a step up from the first one?
Yes.
Well, it's not my turn to guess, so I'm not going to say.
Well, it is my turn to guess.
It is your turn to guess.
And I'm going to say for all three of us, it is going to be going above their debut album.
You would be correct, my good sir.
See, I asked you guys in the last video if you heard Saves the Day. I like Saves the Day.
I know you do, but you said you thought that there was a lot of growth. You thought the sound was better.
There's a lot of, there's a little bit of growth.
You were saying you liked some songs on here compared to the last one.
There's a little bit of growth. I think there's more growth on the next one, but I mean, Saves the Day is pretty good, and musically, the first record is not as bad. Like, it doesn't. Well, let's see what my final notes say. I guess it's better than the first album. Sure, why not? So yeah, you're right. I mean, whatever.
I mean, I could understand you doing it the other way.
It's not Saves the Day. It just sounds like Saves the Day.
Yeah.
I'm through being cool.
Right? I mean, do you want, the Ramones, or do you want something that sounds like the Ramones?
The Ramones are goated.
I will take stuff that sounds like the Ramones. There's better Ramones core bands and albums better than some of the Ramones records. I'll take Screeching Weasel's Anthem for a New Tomorrow over a lot of Ramones records.
But not Acid Eaters.
I'd take it way over. I'd take any Screeching Weasel record over Acid Eaters. I'll take Sloppy Seconds over some Ramones too. I'll take Green Day over some Ramones. Paramore's not even a Ramones band though. They're more of a
different genre.
They're maltcore.
Yeah, that's a different
they're
thing.
post-maltcore chasing MCR right now.
Yeah, this is after the Black Parade.
Yep. I say that they're post-maltcore chasing that emo MCR pop punk pop rock thing.
And I'm telling you, out of all those bands in the 2000s that you kids grew up with, MCR, that's MCR record back there, is the only one I think stands out above.
But we can't do MCR every Halloween.
We should have redone them in the new format.
You know I'd be all for that, but
I
anyways.
fucking love MCR5. Come on, let us have it.
Dude, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. It's going to get that ODD effect. The Ataris, 18 years, the Ataris are going to put out a fucking album finally.
Okay, let's get that. Hey, leave us a note in the comments below. Are you more excited for literally any other 2000s rock band producing another album or MCR5?
There ain't no competition. Like,
no, it's MCR. MCR bust.
Leave us a note if you think there's something better we should be waiting for.
That good Charlotte. Oh boy.
I know Figure 11's coming out with something in October.
Sum 41. They actually called it quits. I won't talk shit about Sum 41. I talked shit about Sum 41 back in the day, and then I heard Chuck, and I was like, holy shit, these motherfuckers are punk as fuck.
Hey, speaking of albums coming out, aren't the Offspring got a new album coming out in October, November?
Yes.
Oh, yes, they do. Supercharged. Light it up. We'll be there for that one. I got my copy pre-ordered.
All I want to do is to fly away with you. Anyways.
I got it pre-ordered.
Yo, can you send me a link so I can pre-order it? Anyways. Hashtag Bill needs more vinyl.
I sent you a link. You need to get the Cramps Smell of Female. That's a good live record.
You didn't send me the link. You just told me I had to get it.
Oh, yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yep.
And the Cramps is going to blow your mind, dude. I'm telling you. Stick around for Halloween. We're in the spooky season. We're doing Alkaline Trio and the Cramps and Paramore. So, up next, Brand New Eyes, which might be a turning point for me. You never know. I might actually come around to Paramore by that album. We'll see. If you like this content, give us a like, give us a subscribe, help us out, share us with your friends. Say, look at these assholes talking shit. Because we say a lot of bad words. YouTube doesn't like that. So the algorithm just kind of kicks us out, you know. So we need all the help we can get. And we have a Patreon if you'd like to give us a band and say, hey, you guys would like this, or you guys will shit all over this, and it'll be entertaining. Either way, you can choose the artist for us.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord. Yep. We're in Discord all the time, showing off our vinyl. We have our Discogs link down below. Bill just started collecting vinyl. Maybe he's got some Paramore records coming up you're going to show off, Bill. That'd be interesting. I for once didn't have to lug any vinyl to this video. Next week though, I gotta bring a crate. I even got a Ouija board, Alkaline Trio Ouija board. It's gonna be pretty cool. So stick around for that. Be safe. And what, Bill?
Make questionable decisions.
No, don't make questionable ones. Make good ones. Make great ones. I'm giving it to fucking Sam next video because you fucked that up.
That's right.
No, I didn't.
No, sir.